What's going on, everybody? Adam here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Titan chain snow tire chains on our 2020 Ram 1500. So these are going to be a ladder pattern style chain, so they are going to be a little bit rougher of a ride than some of those other type of chains that have diamond patterns that come across here, just because we're going to have a little bit more rubber showing on our tires, so you might be able to feel that whenever we're going down the road. But when it comes to a ladder pattern style chain, these are going to be the lesser aggressive types compared to the V-bar style or even those big square links, just because we aren't going to really add a whole lot of height to our tire. As you see here, we do have a round twist link, so it's going to wear away nice and evenly and also just give you a little bit smoother ride than some of the other types that we mentioned. As you can see here, it is a nice and tight fit, and these are going to resist against rust and corrosion over time. They will be able to resist all that, and hopefully they're going to be good for a couple different seasons of use. One thing I really like about chains is the fact that they're not going to be covering our rims, so we don't have to worry about scratching it or anything like that. I just want to make sure that my rims are going to stay nice and pretty, just like the day I picked it up. And we're definitely going to get that. As you see here, we have plenty of rubber in between our chains and our rims. The only thing that will be in front of our rims is when we use the rubber tensioner, but it's rubber. It's not going to scratch or do any damage to our rims. Another thing, they do come in a pack of 2, so for your rear wheel applications, you just grab one of these and you'll be able to put it on your drive wheels. But also for our truck here, with the Ram, we have 4-wheel drive option. If you guys are using the 4 wheels with all your chains, you guys can just go ahead and grab 2 sets of these and we'll be able to throw them on all of them. The canvas bag isn't necessarily the toughest thing, but it's a little bit easier to fit into the bag whenever we're not using them compared to some of the cable style chains and those zipper bags that they come with. These are going to be a little bit easier to load up, but they are going to eventually rip over time. That's what I've found in my experience. But these are relatively easy to install, so let's just go ahead and show you guys how. So the first thing we want to do is inspect our chains. To do that, just lay them out, make sure there's no kinks in our links or tangles, anything like that. And if everything is good, we can go ahead and grab the center of our chain and drape it over our tire here. We want to do our best to make it nice and even, both right and left, and of course front and back. Make sure the chains are on the meat of the tire. And now we can go ahead and go around back and make our first connection. So on one side we're going to have our hook, and on the other we're going to have a series of links. We're going to go ahead and grab one of them and hook it on. Depending on if you guys have done this before, you guys will figure out which link you guys will need, but I do recommend doing it in your garage so you can do it on the nice floor so you don't have to kind of figure this out whenever we have snow on the ground. So go ahead and do that. Now we can go around front and make our connection. Pretty much same thing on the front, but we're just going to have this little lever, and that's what we're going to use to fish through whatever link we see best. Do as far as you can. And whenever we go to connect it, we're going to take this little spare link and connect it right there. We still have a decent amount of slop, but we do have a rubber tensioner that we want you guys to use, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that and throw that on here. So this is what our rubber tensioners look like. They aren't included with the chains, but if you guys scroll down on the page in our related product section, you should see these. So you guys can just add them to your cart whenever you buy your chains. The only thing we really need to make sure of is just put the hook facing out, just so they're not going against their tire. And of course, we just need to be as symmetrical as we can when hooking these up. And once we have them all connected, we should have hardly any slop or anything in our chains. But we do recommend that we roll over them a couple times, come back out, check, make sure they're still tight, and if they are, we're ready to hit the road. Well, everyone, that just about does it for a look at the Titan chain snow tire chain on our 2020 Ram 1500.